Aloha and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I'm Roxelle Cho. If this is your first time tuning in, this is a special episode that I'm doing to take you behind the scenes of one of my brands, Fused Hawaii. So a little bit about me if you're just jumping in is my name's Roxelle Cho. I'm an entrepreneur. I started a swimwear brand called Fused Hawaii many of years ago. Of course, it's grown into something bigger than I ever thought it would. And in that process, I've learned marketing. I've had 4 kids. I've started a podcast. I've grown a community to over 80,000 women strong. And really, amidst all of that, I realized that there's so many versions of me, and I wanted to bring it here to this channel to be able to have more of a free flow, be able to have anything that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it here. And so welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today, I have a little bit of something special. It was just something that we wanted to bring you a little bit behind the scenes. Basically, a lot of the things I do over at my brand Fused Hawaii. Again, we sell swimwear, hence the outfit I'm wearing today. It is a little sneak peek of what's happening. But what happens in my creative process is I just create, right? It's about having fun. It's about being in flow. It's about how do I constantly have enough fun so that where my creative energy gets fueled and fired up, those are the things looking back, having built multiple brands now, on my way to build another. And in this process, what worked? When I get asked that question, what works in building a business? The first thing that comes to mind is have fun. So come on in, join me behind the scenes in my brand, Fused Hawaii. I'm going to introduce you to one of our girls, one of our models, Kisa. Every time she comes in and we play, we party, we dance, we have fun, we eat, we talk and we chat. My skill set is being able to sit down with individuals and really find their passion, their joy, the things that they might not yet see in themselves. And that is my brand, Fused Hawaii. It's inspiring women to jump into their potential before they're ready. That was my story. And, I hope that by watching this video of Kisa, you can really see her passion and her love of makeup. And reality is, she was unprepared. I threw her on the spot. This was a challenge. I'm like, hey girl, I can see that you love makeup, right? You love applying it on yourselves. You can see the joy and that light in your eyes when we talk about it. And would you mind sharing it with my audience? And the challenge for her, which was really, I thought was a challenge, was to match this print that I'm wearing. This is our Papaya print. It's releasing as a subscription print in March. And she was unprepared. She came in with her makeup bag, her things just, ready to go. And so realize this is unscripted, just how I like it. Really, really minimally edited just to take out all of our ums and and all of that stuff. But really what we say gets recorded. And that's what I want you to see, because it's the truth, that rawness, that authenticity that I can't produce. And so I hope you get to jump in. I hope you enjoy her instruction on her makeup and the look that she's put together for you, just out of her inspiration by this print that I'm wearing, which I designed, the Papaya print. And I hope you love it, and I hope you get it in March in your subscription box. Go on over to fusedhawaii.com and get signed up for that subscription print. But if you don't, I hope you just enjoy this fun session that we're having. The realness, the rawness, her honesty in this video, you can see it. And I'm really, really excited to be having fun things like this in store for all of you. So enjoy. Aloha. And we have a look. We're so matchy today. I started doing makeup because I was super heavy into art. So I never actually went to school for this. So we're kind of just winging it all the time, but that's kind of my favorite way to do it. So I prepped my face by just washing it, and I put a little bit of moisturizer, it doesn't matter which one, whichever one you like the most, and a little bit of primer. I use the Professional Benefit Primer. So I'm gonna go in with some foundation. Every time I say what I'm using, I'm just telling you in a general way, so you can use whatever works for you, but I like the Infallible Pro Matte
24-hour foundation by L'Oreal because my skin's really oily and it's hot in Kona, and I need to be able to wear it for long periods of time. I usually use a sponge. I get it wet and I use a sponge because it helps with the smoother application. But if you're kind of in a rush, which I usually am, you're gonna just take your foundation and kind of dot it on your face. And I like to use a brush first, kind of just to spread it around, fluffy and flat on top. So I'm just gonna kind of spread it around just to get my skin a little more even tone. I'm not really trying to cover it up. We're just gonna try to get rid of some of that. Just make sure you get it under your chin, on your jawline a little bit. You really want to make sure that this is your skin color. If you feel like it's not blended in all the way, or you can see brush strokes, you can still take your sponge. Make sure you don't see any cracks. Next, I'm going to go in with any concealer of your choice. And we're going to just take small amounts, just a little bit. We're just going to dab it underneath where you might look a little tired from yesterday. Now we're not going to use the brush for this because I don't want to see the brush marks. I'm just going to go in and dab it on. And now I'm just focusing kind of more in my T-zone, which is usually right here and right here. And a little bit under my eyes, because that's kind of where I either look the most tired or I'm the most sunburned. There we go. We're gonna go in with a powder. I've been liking using translucent powders because I don't like it looking too cakey. So you're just gonna go in with one of your fluffy brushes. Tap it a little bit if you get too much brown. And you're just gonna go over where you put the foundation concealer just to set it. Now if you're doing it and you're gonna keep this look for long periods of times, I like to do what you call baking. You're just gonna take your sponge and kind of pack it into the areas that you get the most oily, but I'm not planning on wearing this all day, so I'm just gonna dust some powder over it. Okay, now we got our base going. Next, I like to do eyebrows. I'm using a Milani pomade in brunette. Kind of the same as like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, but that one kind of dries up on me quickly. If yours does that too, you can totally just add any type of oil, even hair oil, into it. So how I like to do my eyebrows is I just put a little bit on your brush, and you just kind of start not at the very front, but kind of like a little bit past that, so you don't want to put all the product in one area. So you're just going to start filling in from the bottom line over. So once you've got that line going, I like to start a little bit before the arch and just kind of get up to the arch and then bring it down and connect it to the tip. But you really want to start with less product on your brush because you don't want to make them look like Sharpie brows. I like to comb it in as we go. It kind of evens out the product so it's not sitting in one place. And then with whatever's left on your brush, you're just going to go in and connect the line to the front and over here. And if you think that it should be a little darker, I just like to press the flat part up a little bit. All right, we got an eyebrow. So again, from kind of the middle out, elongate the tip. And we're just gonna start from almost the arch and bring it down and connect it to the end. So now we got some shape going. And then whatever's left on your brush, just press it up to create a little bit of a darker faded effect. We don't really want to see a harsh line in the front. Sometimes people ask me how I get my eyebrows to look so clean, and it's because I go in with a concealer, same one, a tiny little brush, flat brush, and I just clean up whatever I think needs to look more precise. This also helps if you haven't plucked your eyebrows in a hot minute and you don't want everyone to see that you haven't plucked it in a hot minute. Just cover that bad boy up with some concealer. Beautiful. Everyone uses different stuff, but I'm just using this Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour light to medium kit that I've had forever. Obviously, this is the one that I use the most. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, not as big as your foundation brush. Let me see, you know, a little more precise. And you're just gonna start by your ear and bring it down right by your cheekbone. And depending if you're gonna go out at night or in the daytime, you can totally choose how dark you want that to be. I just kind of want to move it up, you know, in this little 3 zone, or C, whatever that little thing does. Now I'm blowing on it, but you can tap it or whatever. I don't like putting a bunch of direct products like right onto my skin, because sometimes it'll look like a big patch. All right, and then with my flat brush, go in with the same color. This one's a really compact brush, so I don't like put it directly on my face after, but we're just gonna go on the side. You want to connect it from your eyebrow to your nostril, so that's how we're gonna contour our nose. And then I like to go in with my foundation brush and just kind of go over everything just so it doesn't look harsh. You know, especially the nose. You can go right over what you just put on, it's fine. You're just gonna blend it out, that's great. I'm gonna take a highlight, any highlight, using an Ofra highlight, because it kind of pink reminds me of papaya. And you're just gonna put it right where your cheekbone is. I'm just gonna bring, so anything you lighten up is gonna bring it forward, and anything you darken is gonna push it back. There we go. I put a little bit in my cupid's bow, and then I like to take a smaller brush and highlight the very tip of my nose. You wanna brighten your eyes and add some in the corners. It's gonna make you look more awake. If you want to feel extra, just put some on your brow bone and boom. Now I know not everybody likes blush. I didn't like blush for a really long time, but I'm getting into it. You're gonna take any blush and just kind of put it from the apples of your cheeks. So if you smile funny like this, press the apples, and you're just gonna put a little bit and brush it up into, like, kind of in between where you put the contour and the highlight. It's just gonna make you have a little more color in your face. So pale. Okay, cool. Foundations and brow are done. Now we're gonna start with the eyes. I like to go in with like any kind of beige or nude or just light color, just to clean up the whole area, kind of give like a nice little canvas. And I put it all the way up to my brows too. And you don't need to put too much, just a little bit. So we're doing the look inspired by this top, right? So we're gonna use yellows, oranges, pinks, and I think I'm gonna fit a little bit of green in there. We'll see how it feels on the way. So first, we're gonna go in with a nice pink. This is the Moods palette by Laura Sanchez. There's this nice pink right here that kind of reminds me of this right here. We're gonna put it right here. So if you put it there, I like to use a little flat brush because you can kind of like pack it in. So we're just gonna go in with this. And we're gonna pack pink right here. And we're gonna connect it a little bit with the highlight we just put in the corner so that it blends in a little bit better. And if you feel like your eyeshadow, kind of like this right now, isn't going on as pigmented as you want, you can totally just take your finger, dip it in, and just put it right there on your eyelid, like that. For some reason, it always comes out a little more pigmented. And I'm not gonna bring it all the way out. I'm just gonna leave it in the middle. Just choose any light brown color. And we're just gonna put a little bit in the crease from the outside in, just to create some depth, and then we're gonna add some other colors into that. Because it's really just a transition color, you're gonna blend in other things with it. We're gonna put this yellow. And we're gonna start the blending process. See that? Ooh, it's already looking kind of papaya-y. Go right in the middle of the other one too. I'm only putting it in the middle because I'm trying to leave room for the other orangey pinks that we're putting on the outside. So it should only really be in the center. See that? That's fun. And then you're gonna take another fluffy brush, like so. We're gonna go in with some orangey pinks right on the outside. And if you feel like you dipped your brush a little too hard, just blow on it or tap it. It'll take some of the product off, so you're not directly just putting it straight into your eyeball. Also, if you feel like I do right now and you kind of just blend it into the yellow a little too hard, you can go back and put it back, you know. I'm just gonna dip my finger and put that back. There we go. And she's back. We want all the colors too. Now that same brush that you used the light brown with, you don't have to add any more. Just take it and kind of go at the edge of the colors you just used, because you really want to see a blend there. You don't really want 3 colors packed onto your eyelid really harshly. So play with it until you like it, and I think I made it. I think we're here. Okay, now I got the foundation, the contour, we got eyebrows, we got some eye color. If you want to go crazy and put some eyeliner on, you can, but half the time I don't use eyeliner because I'm scared I'm just gonna mess it up and I don't want to do it all over again. So we're gonna skip the eyeliner. I like to use the Duo Glue. Kind of looks like this. Just glue on the outside, but I like to use this one because there's a brush at the end, so if for some reason you're out and the corner starts coming off, you can do that instead of putting it on a bobby pin, which I usually do. I'm using my Lash Honey and Flex lashes. I thought this would be really pretty for this look because the papaya colors kind of give me a little whimsical fairy vibe, and these also do the same for me. There you go. See the spaces in between? It kind of gives a little bit of a fluttery look. So usually before you go in with any type of eyelashes, you want to just take a mascara and just put a really thin layer on it, because when you do eyeshadow, it falls out. Some of the powder falls out on your eyelashes. So if you just put on eyelashes on top of that, sometimes it'll look like you've got a little bit of powdery eyelashes going on underneath that, and we don't really like that look. So we're just gonna cover it with some mascara, but not too thick because you want your other eyelashes to go on nice. So just a little layer, a little bit on the bottom. I like to apply these with tweezers. It just makes it easier for me. So you're gonna pull off your eyelashes and figure out which side is what. And you're gonna hold it with one, and you're gonna go in and put some glue. The trick with eyelash glue is you want to wait for it to get a little bit tacky before you put it on, because if you put it on right away, it's kind of going to move around and then it could get really messy, especially if you've got like eyeliner on. Okay, so you're going to put a generous amount, and I like to just blow on it a little bit. It looks a little white when it's... So what I like to do is I take the eyelash. You're going to take your eyelash with the tweezers just because it's more precise. You're going to put it right in the middle, right below the lash strip. You can close your eye, you can dip it in like this. It's really up to you. Today I guess I'm going to dip. Right. And you're going to drag the outer corner to the outer part of your lash first. So that's connected. And then you're gonna take the inner corner and connect that one as well. So once you got the whole part of the, see, I didn't wait long enough. It's not sticking yet. Once you got all of those connected, then you should have them on pretty good. Just try to get as close to your eyelash line as you can, really, because it's all part of the illusion. Okay, once you got it where you want, I like to kind of press up a little bit with my tweezers so that they're standing upright. You don't really want the lazy eye look. There we go. And you're gonna come sideways with the tweezers, and you're going to just squeeze them together. So that's really gonna keep it into place, and it's gonna stick it onto your other eyelashes. Okay, so when you do that, that kind of keeps it close enough to your eyelash line where they could look like extensions instead of strip lashes. But that's just a little trick that I picked up. Again, I taught myself, so this could just be completely random, but it works for me, so maybe it'll work for you. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, we got one on. Now we're gonna go in with the other one. We're just dropping it right in the middle yet again. See how that one looks like it's facing up more, so you want to make sure it's right in the middle. Connect the outside and then connect the inside. Okay, see, patience is key, because if I just waited 5 more seconds, then this probably would have stuck the first time. So if you see your eyelashes have like a little gap between your lash line and between your lashes and your actual lash line, that's how this will help. So you're just gonna go in sideways again, and you're gonna kind of squish them together with your actual eyelashes. It'll help close the line, because you don't really want to see a gap between your eyelashes and your false eyelashes. The corners are the most important. I'm gonna say that right now. You don't want to be going anywhere and the outside or the inside of your eyelash is peeling off. No one tells you. We got them on. I realized I forgot green, and I still want to put that there, but it's okay. I'm just gonna go in with a little tiny brush. I'm gonna go in with this flat one. I'm gonna go in with the green, and I'm just gonna put it right underneath on my eyelash line just to incorporate some green in there, because look how much green is on her. You don't wanna leave her out. Okay, so, I feel better already, okay. So just a little bit. I'm not gonna bring it all the way in because I don't wanna give myself like a green black eye, but right on the outside looks like it's doing her job. Yay, she's papaya-y. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go over a little bit with some more mascara because I just put some green. Talking about that eyeshadow powder look. We don't ever want that. So, unless you did it on purpose, I guess. Here we go. You got green and all kinds of yellows and oranges and pinks. Now, since we've got a lot going on the eyes, I don't really like to do really colorful lipsticks because my eyes are usually my main focus. So I'm just gonna go in with one of my favorite lip pencils. Most of the time you see me, I'll be usually just wearing a lip liner because I eat so much that I need something matte that's gonna stick and it's not gonna go anywhere. So I barely ever use regular lipsticks or anything that's not matte. So I'm just gonna go in with this pencil. And I'm gonna line just above my natural lip line. So not enough to make it look like we're going crazy trying to overline our lips, but we're just gonna do it right above just to really utilize the lips we have already. just right on the outside. That's a nice color. This one's called Tiramisu by Rimmel. It's literally the only lip liners I've been using for the past like 10 years. They're my favorite. My regular color is Spice. I know no one asked, but just in case. Alright, once you got the shape that you like, you're just gonna fill it in. Do a little lip smacker. If you want to add gloss or lipstick or anything on after, that's totally you. This is just my personal preference. And we have a look. Thanks for coming. We got the pink, orange, and yellows. We got a little bit of green. We're so matchy today. I'll see you guys next time. If you catch this makeup in a shoot, you know where we came from.
Aloha, welcome back. Did you enjoy that video? Did you enjoy her humor? Isn't she so cute? She's just so fun in person. Like, that's why I wanted to bring her on camera so I could share her lovable self with all of you. And reality is, ladies, doing things when we're a little bit afraid, a little bit unprepared, just like that video, you know, at first she was a little bit afraid. She's never been on camera, on a YouTube channel. I've never really even done this. This is new to me as well. But my hope was that by us modeling this and having fun in the process and just being our true selves, you would be able to see that jumping into your potential, doing things anyways, even though we're a little bit afraid at times. It's pretty cool. That's how I built my entire brand, Fused Hawaii. That's what it's continuously, I try to make it about. At times I lose focus and I become mixed up into the hows of things and what is the step-by-step process of how I'm going to accomplish something. But at the end of the day, I wind it back in, I reel myself back in all those crazy thoughts, and I come back to, when have I ever really done that? Really looking back at my company and my brand, Fused Hawaii, it was the lessons, the biggest lessons came in what I thought at the time was a failure. The biggest lessons were learned in the moments where I thought that I wasn't doing that good, right? And I had to figure it out. And so looking back now, I'm so glad that I continued getting up, trying again, doing it again and again and again, figuring it out. And now I'm here and I can say, you know, pretty good at some things that I never thought I was going to be good at. And here I am still trying things out. I started my YouTube channel not really knowing what direction I'm going in, not really knowing how to film, how to record audio, how to make the perfect channel, how to make the perfect anything. I work with these wonderful women just like Kisa, who's willing to take a chance, take a risk, and do it anyway. And I know we're just talking about makeup and swimwear, but usually my head likes to wrap around the bigger concept of things. And at the end of the day, I'm always trying to share a really positive message with all of you, even though it's just makeup and bikinis. But, you know, my main intention is coming back to that. And ladies, do it anyways. Take that risk. Jump into your potential, shine your light, and by doing that, we can allow that to spread further than we'd ever imagine. That's been my brand, my journey with my company, Fused Hawaii, my journey here with my Roxelle Cho personal brand, and I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you enjoyed that little video that we put together, and if you want more fun looks that we can create, leave it in the comments. Let us know what kind of looks do you want to see? Beachy inspired. What can we create for you that would add value? That would be really valuable for me to know. And thank you once again for being here. Really appreciate it. Love you all. Aloha. Bye.